And the same questions will have to be answered. All right. I always start with a cartoon because cartoons tickle the mind, and you should be able to interpret cartoons because they are full of meaning. Let's read. What did the mother tell the father? Can you read that? What did the mother tell the father? Ami.
It's a note from Eddie's teacher. It seems he stretched his imagination past the end of her rope.
Okay. Uh, Eddie is a student, no? And the teacher sent a note to the parents complaining about Eddie. And the note's message is that she has already reached the end of her rope in dealing with Eddie. But what is the problem of Eddie? Okay, that's the problem of Eddie. What does that mean? Hmm. What does that mean? Kristen Lewis. Christine, are you around?
Prof,
Yes.
clear lang ko, Prof.
Is this Christine?
Yes, Prof.
Go.
Um, the problem might be
Look, there is the question. Christine, can you read that question? Because
what
that's
is
the
the
problem. Oh.
what is the problem?
What is the question? Could you see what is written under that? What is the problem?
Yes, Prof. What does the phrase stretch his imagination past the end of her rope?
Mean. Okay. What does it mean? Sorry, I did not finish. What does it mean?
Nang I think
Yeah. Go.
the, the problem of teacher to Eddie is nang duka uncontrollable na that the teacher needs to send note to the parents of Eddie.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes, Prof.
Eddie stretched his imagination past the end of the teacher's rope. What do you mean when you say stretched his imagination? Oh, the first phrase.
Um,
Yes, go ahead. Uh, when I say sometimes, oh my gosh, you have to stretch your imagination. What does I mean? What do I mean? Oh. Now you have to stretch your imagination to know the meaning of stretches imagination. Oh,
Prof,
yes, go ahead.
I think Eddie is performing well because he stretched his imagination, and the teacher is the
Oh, oh,
knowledge of
oh.
Eddie is far from her doka almost the same as her teacher maybe. Doka
Hmm.
ako lang akong idea,
When I
Prof.
say, okay, anyone, Jayan,
I think
Jayan,
I
yes, Prof.
Jayan. know more than the teacher. And some teachers do not know how to handle the student. They sometimes look at the student as having trouble, or they will say, oh, he's troublesome. He's a problem because he's talking about things that is beyond our discussion. Oh, you see? Okay. So Eddie was stretching his imagination, and as Jayan said, the teacher cannot handle that anymore. So my next question is, okay, my next question is like that. Um, did everybody hear the explanation of Jayan and my explanation? If you heard it, you know how to answer that. Okay. Oh, by the way, Maris, is Hope around?
Hello, Prof. She's
Yes,
not around, Prof.
is not around. So it's Hope who is not around. Everybody's around except Hope. Okay. So, what should
Excuse me, Prof. Si Danis pag yun siguro.
who? Si Denise
Is,
was in. So, at, I
I
think
think naka-leave siya.
nag-leave naman siya.
Siguro
Hindi
so.
They do not only remember, but they try now to evaluate. To
Yes, Prof.
evaluate
Yes,
the
Prof.
character. Remember, I don't know. Have you already had a course, a subject, which has introduced to you the taxonomy of objectives? Did you already have?
Yes, Prof.
What subject is that?
EDCN. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Foundation. Correct? Foundation of education. Okay. So you will notice that this is an evaluation which is higher. What about this one? We say, for more sophisticated purposes, such as suggesting a character's motives and story, and selecting relevant information for various purposes. Why do you suppose this is higher now? What is this? If you could remember your taxonomy of cognitive objectives, they will now have to suggest, to probably give their own idea, and
Analyze, Prof.
there we go.
Analyze.
What is this
Ako
now?
creating na, Prof.
Oh,
Analyzing.
who is this, please?
M-
Who is this?
Michelle, Prof.
Michelle.
Creating.
Creating, correct. All right, you are right, Michelle. This is already creating. So, Acacia is grade 3, Nara is grade 4, Mahogany is grade 5. Yet, yet, let us now assume that they had read the same story. No? Let's say the turtle and the hare. Oh, you know the story? The hare and the turtle?
Yes, Prof.
The hare and the turtle, the rabbit and the tortoise and the hare. Okay. If they read the same story, so they have the same topic, but their objectives are different using the same story. And that is one characteristic of multigrade teaching. No, multigrade teaching. They do not need to read different stories. They could have one story, but their objectives are different. Okay, we will go to that later on when we do our curricular mapping. Okay, so let's explore. Now, what is differentiation therefore? Okay. Hmm. Picture study. Tell a story about that picture in about 3 to 4 sentences. Story about that picture. Mhm. Angel Rose. Angel Rose, are you around?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, go ahead. Very
I
nice
think
story about the picture. Go.
I think the children are so very amazed of what the teacher,
Ah, yeah, excuse me.
Prof.
Last time I checked on so very, huh? Last time I checked on that. That's wrong word. Where?
Yes, Prof. Yes,
We're
Prof.
so we're so amazed or very amazed. Oh, sige.
I think the children were so very amazed
Ah,
of what they
hindi
are.
naman. Do not say so very because so and very are
Sorry,
the
Prof.
same. Oh, sige, go.
We're very amazed
Go.
of what they are. Mm, of what they are.
Hmm. Okay, come on. Stretch your imagination. Stretch your imagination. Tell us, how do you know that they were amazed? no? MELCs, is your primary reference in determining and implementing the learning delivery approaches that are suited to the local context as well as diversity of learners. I I saw this in the internet. Excuse me. Uh, excuse me for a while. I am going to leave for a while for about just a few seconds.
The best ka talaga, Norway.
Buhay na kuno guys.
May lang
Buangit.
lollipop yun.
Kasabad na rin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody called. Okay. All right. I saw this multi-grade teaching and learning resources, but it's not downloaded. I tried to look at the. I tried to email DepEd, but I cannot get any answer. But anyway, these ones are, you can download this one, no? Okay, it's a primary reference. So what now? Okay, this is more important, probably. This is also in your handout, but this diagram is not probably in your handout. So if you wish, you could have a picture or something like that. MG classes use differentiated instruction. What is differentiated instruction? This is a narrative form in your handout. No? So there you have respectful task. I explained that in your handout. You have flexible grouping. You have ongoing assessment and adjustment. And teacher can differentiate the content, the process, the product. Product meaning to say the learning evidence, what the student can produce, like exams, like projects, like models or what, according to their readiness, interest, and learning profile. These things are stated in your module, but they are not shown in a graphic organizer, in a diagram like this. Okay. So I would like to move on. Okay. This is how to differentiate, therefore. You are now trying to move towards the curricular map. You have to look at the MELC's competencies, then set your instructional objectives, then set up your content, which is thematic and integrated, your process, which are the learning strategies, and your product, which are your learning evidence. The instructional objectives are based on the MALC's competencies, but this is class-based. When we say class-based, meaning what does your class need? So it needs to be a little bit modified to suit your local environment. Content, process, and product should have some type of accommodation or what you call modification, because the content in the MLCs may not be relevant to the content that the students are going to learn in your MG class. Example, This competency is found in the MLCs, no? Group common objects found at home, accordance to solid. This is on matter. The unit is on matter. Exactly from the MLC's competency. But I have to modify the I have to state, not modify, I have to state a class-based instructional objectives because this is what my class would need. Okay. Name things found in the classroom, at home, and outside environment. I did not say found at home and in school, but I said in the classroom, at home, and outside environment. The environment around the school, the environment around the rooms. Describe observable properties of solids, liquids, and gases. So, the topic can be on matter, the unit can be on matter, the topic can be properties of matter, but I am trying to state my objectives, what my class would need in so manner, also this one later on. You could see this in the curricular map if you're going to look at your curricular map. I'm going to teach you how to study that curricular map later on. Okay. All right. So, how do you make a curricular map? How do you select and organize learning experiences? Okay, first do a curriculum scan. To scan is to look through, not to read it word by word, but just to go over it, like an overview. No? Brainstorm the themes or units for the grade levels in all subject areas as contained in MLCs or holiday celebrations like Christmas, Holy Week examples. Here you have the examples. Actually, Araling Panlipunan, these themes, units are found in the MLCs. Then you could have one unit which is called Christmas. Brainstorm topics included under the themes or units. Look at the competencies in the MLCs in each topic. Check from the list the topics and competencies you believe are essential for learning. Okay. I had given you an example for curriculum scan in your module, which I had placed on a table or a matrix. So you go over that again and try to find out looking at these steps. I will send you also these frames later on. Okay. The next is the process. List learning objectives, learning content, and learning activities. Here you have learning objectives, the same competency that I found in MLCs, learning activities, provide for whole group, and provide for group work because that is the nature of MG class. Okay. Then, plan for integration across other subject areas. In MG, curriculum development, we have the word host curriculum area. The host is usually the subject area where units are taught in spiral modes such as science and Araling Panlipunan. And this is where you are going to get your topic or your theme. Then scan the other subject areas for competencies that are relevant. Over there, brainstorm the competencies, then select only one or two you believe are essentials. Okay. So let's now move on because it seems that we're losing our time because I will still uh, give you the idea. Okay. Plan for assessment of learning. There should be a match between objectives assessment. Assessment can take a variety of modes, written or performance. Uh, this frame is not probably included in your handout, so do not look for it there. I just had it there in passing. And the next one is your curriculum map. No? Here is what a curriculum map is, and it follows that We don't need a separate curriculum for each grade in the multi-grade classroom, but a continuum or progression of challenges in our teaching which will meet the needs of our students in our class. Okay. So, I have here some questions for recap. You know, class, every time I have the recap questions, you have to go over and answer it as much as possible because this is now for elaboration as well as for your generalization. Okay. Can you read the questions for recap? Christine Lopez, are you around? I have not seen you.